Stories of families, farms, and individuals that have worked the land for generations, and the machines that represent an attachment to the family legacy. Steiner's Stories Across America is an adventure to uncover these stories and traditions that have played a part in making America so special.
The Smith brothers, Smith boys. The Smith boys have educated us here today about Ford tractors. Terry Smith, let me ask you about your Ford heritage. Obviously, Zach followed in your footsteps when it came to the love for Ford tractors.
I started off on Fords when I was 5 years, and I've been with Ford ever since. So that's all my daddy owned was Fords, and I grew up with Fords, and we still run Fords to this day.
Now, help me remember, the 8N, 1950 would have been toward the end of production of the 8N, right?
52 was the last year of the 8N Fords.
Any idea how many they made? There had to be a couple 100,000. 500,000, seriously?
Yes, sir. 500,000 8N Fords were built.
A lot of them have lived to today. I mean, they're still being used. You see them here and there across the countryside.
Well, I've got a late 50 and I've got a 51 high crop 8N, which is a dealer conversion, not factory.
I bet those are a little bit hard to come by. You have a 4000 sitting here, and we talked with Zach about the 6000, the 7000. Share with me a little bit of insight on the 4000. What year is that?
That's a 1972 4200 flat deck Ford. I bought it in Sparta. It was a lady's tractor, and the 4-row front mounted cultivators was with this tractor. She done all the cultivating.
She did?
Yes, sir.
4-row cultivator. That was pretty good size for that tractor, right?
Yes, it was.
So what would she have cultivated? Soybeans?
No, they was raising some kind of vegetables in Sparta, where the tractor came from.
What kind of memories do you have of those early years with the Ford tractors as you were a younger man?
Yes, I did. That's all we had was Ford tractors, the Dearborn combines, the Dearborn balers, and the Ford equipment. And I started running them at a young age.
That's a little worrisome, isn't it, Zach, about the future and whether or not the Ford history and heritage will be preserved?
Yeah, there's several people that still, follow like what their grandfathers had and their dads had, and there's some that kind of weaned off from it a little bit, but there's still a few around that still appreciate it.
What would you say to somebody who's interested in old tractors and they don't have a favorite? They don't have a heritage of J.I. Case or Alice Chalmers or I.H. or Deere. Ford is a good one to fall in love with, isn't it?
Well, it's always been our favorite, so I'd always suggest a Ford first. So, but there's other brands that are, good and like to follow, and I know some guys like the red tractors and stay true to them. So,
well, some Fords have red on them.
Yeah. So, but like I said, it's just what all if you knew your ancestors or older generation had that you liked and what you want to stick with.
Between 1917 and 1922, the Fordson design for tractors was somewhat like the Ford Model T was for automobiles. It captured the public's imagination and widely popularized the machine. With a reliable design, a low price, affordable for workers and farmers, and a widespread dealership network and a production capacity for large numbers.
It's just something to play with, is all it is, really.
Zach, have you played with it? Have you had it out there?
Yes, we've ran it, and I hopped on it one day, and Dad was over there mowing hay, I can't remember now, and I actually cranked it by hand, and it cranked for me, and I drove it over there and kind of surprised him.
Sickle bar mower on there, does it do the job?
Yeah, it'll mow. It's a Detroit Detroit harvester made, and it will actually mow.
Now I see there's a tank down here that says gasoline for starting only. What else would it be used for?
Kerosene. When you crank it on gas, warm it up, you switch it over to kerosene and run on kerosene, which then was a cheaper fuel.
Yep. It was pretty popular back in the day, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. We used kerosene here a lot when we cured tobacco years ago.
Goodness gracious. This looks like it'd be work to drive very long.
It's not too bad. It looks like it rides rough, but it's actually not too bad.
That seat looks to me like very little comfort, but I guess back in the day it was important.
It was better than walking.
I've got to check, see what's in the toolbox. Is there anything in the toolbox? There might be something jump out of there. No, there's not a thing in the toolbox.
A wrench.
Oh, there's a wrench in there. Oh, hey, look at that. That's got some You better take that out and put
Ford wrench.
Look at that, a Ford wrench right there.
Yep. This one made January 17th, 1920.
How do you know the date?
It's stamped right over here on the side.
Boy, they put it in a good visible place, didn't they? You know, you look here on the back side of the tank, and it's so visible. Henry Ford and Son Incorporated.
Yep. And that's how it got its name, Fordson, because when they sent the telegraph, it was too long to spell out Henry Ford and Son, so they shortened it to Fordson, and that's how how it acquired its name.
Goodness gracious, I learned a lot of stuff from you about Fords.
Yeah, we'll get you on the right track.
Talk with me about some of these controls down here. What do we have down here?
Oh, well, you had your throttle, you have your clutch, of course. It was this side, 3-speed transmission, reverse, and then your handle for your sickle up and down. And this one's pretty good shape because all the cleats are still tall and not wore down to it.
It really looks good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever had any thoughts about painting any part of it, or that'd mess it up, I guess?
Well, it's sometime or another it has been repainted, and we've kind of touched it up a little, but like I said, we don't really mess with it a whole lot, so we, just get it out every now and then and mess around with it.
That would be a long day on that seat.
It would. It's not a cushioned seat, but it'd probably numb you up a little bit.
Terry, any other thoughts about this machine? Really a historic machine for Ford.
Yes, it is a historic machine. I'm sure at one time my dad would have loved to have bought one in his younger days, but he didn't have the money, so I bought it just for sentimental reasons, and it's still sitting here. We don't play with it much anymore, but yes, it does run if we'll tune it up.
You never drove one as a young man, though. You're already past this stage, right?
No, sir. This was long gone when I come along.
And aren't you thankful?
Yes, sir.
Thank you both. Appreciate it. Zach Smith, Terry Smith here in North Carolina on Steiner Stories Across America.